Good afternoon and welcome to the House Principals Briefing. As most of you are aware, I'm Mr. Shipman and I'm the House Principal of Wimbledon House, but if you are in Ascot or Twickenham, then you are about to meet your House Principal. So enjoy the afternoon, and at the end of the presentation, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. So welcome Wimbledon House students. Obviously, you all know who I am anyway because I've done all the visits to the schools. However, I do have Miss Matthews with me today, who is our student support manager for Wimbledon House and a very important person in making sure that you are safe and settled in Wimbledon House. So, Miss Matthews, do you want to talk a little bit about what your role in school?
Yeah, so like Mr. Shipman said, I'm Miss Matthews. I'm the student support manager for Wimbledon House. So basically my job is to make sure that you enjoy coming to Erasmus Darwin and that you feel safe and happy in school. So you can come and see me at any point during the school day. If there's anything that you're worried about, anything you're concerned about, we're also first aiders down in the zone. So you're welcome to come and see us at any point if anything that you feel worried or unsettled about, just to make sure that you're enjoying being part of our academy.
That's great, Miss. Thanks very much. So now I'm going to briefly talk to you about some of the important things about what it means to be part of an EDA student and particularly a representative of Wimbledon House. Okay, so welcome to Wimbledon House students, and I'm really excited that you, like me, will be wearing a green tie in September. Want to go through a few quick bits of information with you, things that students have been asking on my visits. So we have 3 rules in our academy, which is be ready, be respectful and be safe. And as long as we follow those rules, we're going to be absolutely fine. When we think about lesson times, lots of students asking about lessons. So, your lesson expectations are that you attend lessons with the right equipment, you sit up straight, you listen attentively, and you track the teacher as well where possible. You complete work to the best of your ability. You never interrupt learning. Follow instructions first time every time. And in this school, we count down 3, 2, 1, and at 1 you are expected to be silent. We also have the way that we conduct ourselves around the academy, and we have our EDA steps, which is to use this language when we're addressing adults and where appropriate other students. So we use the terms sir or miss every single time at the end when we're addressing a teacher. We also say thank you, excuse me, please, and we also remember to smile as well. If we're having a good day, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. So make sure that you are being positive around the academy site. If you are worried about something, that's fine. Just make sure you tell us so we can sort it. Thinking about mobile phones, and a number of students asked about mobile phones, and we do generally, I'm just going to have to say that bit again. Sorry, my apologies. So mobile phones are generally not used in school. In fact, for years 7 to 11, they are never used in school. And so therefore, a mobile phone should be at the bottom of a bag when a student comes into school. And so it's not something that should be ever seen or heard. If it is seen or heard, then it's confiscated the first time, and then the second time a parent will have to collect it. We do not deliberately search for phones unless there is a scenario where someone is unsafe. But so therefore, the way that most students work this is that they put it at the bottom of their bag at the start of the day, and as they leave the school gates, once they're the other side of the school gates, they get their phone back out. A mobile phone is something, just to finish off, mobile phone is something that a student brings at their entire own risk as well. We cannot be held responsible for anything that goes on with mobile phones, although such circumstances have not occurred here. When we think about standard strikes, we have our strike system to make sure that everyone knows how we expect everyone to conduct themselves. And in the presentation, you'll see a number of reasons why we might issue a standard strike. So you have to get 5 of these in order to get a detention. So 1 or 2 or even 3 chances is not a problem. And so it's really important that we remember the little things, because the little things really matter at EDA. So making sure we're following the one-way system, make sure we get our planners signed, make sure that we have all our equipment, make sure we have all our uniform. If there are any barriers to this ever, then parents should just get in touch and we will do our best to help and support. When we think about our reward system, so we've talked about some of the things that are linked to poor choices or negative behaviour. Let's talk about our positive. So we have our reward system, and every lesson there is an opportunity for a student to gain a bronze medal, which is essentially a reward for good conduct in the lesson, whether it's focused on academic achievement or endeavour or representing one of our academy values. And these do mount up, and rewards are given once you hit certain milestones, okay? So it is really important that you collect as many as you can so that you can have that recognition from school and from home. And bronze medals look a little bit like this. And so the idea is that you have a page in your planner that will allow you to record your bronze medals, and your tutor will record these on our system on a weekly basis. They will ask you how many bronze medals you've got and record that. When we think about other rewards as well, we've not just got our bronze medals, we have progress certificates, we have letters from leaders in the school congratulating people on making good progress. We have our Hot Chocolate Friday linked to the bronze medal system. We have our termly celebration of achievement assemblies and whole school awards, as well as social media acknowledgements, okay? So we reward for a range of things. And so it's really important that you do all you can to make sure you get the recognition that you deserve. Thinking about the parent-school partnership, I touched on this last week. So we want parents to be really involved. Please call us if there are any questions. In October, you'll have an opportunity to meet the tutor and have any questions asked. And then hopefully next academic year, we will be able to return to our Year 7 Parents' Evening model, where you will get to meet the majority of your child's teachers. We also have the Parent Forum, and thank you to those parents who have already expressed to me that they want to be involved in Parent Forum. We will be sending details out of that in September once we know where we sit with regards to guidance. Thinking about different staff and how you, as students and parents, engage with them. So house principals are senior leaders in the school, so they have a range of responsibilities as well as the pastoral and academic achievement of students in their house. I think it's important to know that house principals are approachable for students if there is a question, although a student might well be signposted, and likewise for parents. We want to be available, but there are some occasions when we will pass your concern on to others as well, who may be appropriately best to deal with it. There are other people to kind of contact, which I'm going to go through now. So we also have the teaching staff. So if your child is having a scenario in a lesson, then it's perfectly acceptable to speak to the teaching staff if it's specific to a lesson. I would like to say proudly that our teachers are friendly, approachable. They will return your call. So if you have a question, you can send a message in the MyEd or a note in the planner, or phone us. The other thing to note is that we've got, in addition to teaching staff, we have a house achievement leader. So we have Miss Perkins, Miss Lee and Mrs Dawson, who make up the team of house achievement leaders, and they monitor students' progress as they're going through the academy. There is also support staff as well. And you've obviously met Miss Matthews, student support manager, but there's also Miss Aldridge, who will help with any barriers to attendance or engagement. So that's a really positive person in the school, and also is someone who is very interested in making sure that students' mental well-being is good in our academy. Just wrapping up almost now. So student leadership opportunities, they will start in Year 7 with peer buddies. They will go on to anti-bullying ambassadors, prefects and sixth form opportunities. But there are lots and lots of things that we want you to be involved with. We want you to be the future leaders of your company, your local area, and we want to prepare you for those things. So final thoughts, being at school. I've already gone through some of this previously, but it's really important that you're in school for 8:35 so that you are ready to start the day at 8:40. This is our current plan for September, but it may change and we will advise you accordingly if that is the case. It's really important if you're dropped off to school, you stay in school, you do not leave school. And it's really important, if you say you're walking to school, that you do exactly that and you walk to school and don't deviate out of the way, so that everyone knows that you're safe. Thinking about uniform. So I've already gone through the uniform last week with regards to what is and what isn't acceptable. We did some visuals for the shoes so that you're aware of what you can and can't wear. If you have any questions, then parents can email us and ask whether something is acceptable, and we'll get back to them quickly. And then just the final thoughts then. So the last question is, if a student doesn't feel safe. So if you don't feel safe future year 7, then there are lots of people you can talk to. The most important thing you do is, if you don't feel safe or you know someone who isn't safe, then you tell a teacher. Mr. Briggs is the safeguarding lead in our school, and he may well talk to you, or he might ask someone else within the team to talk to you as well. So we want to know that you're safe, but the most important thing you do is tell an adult in the school. Okay, you can talk to Miss Aldridge, house principal, tutor, student support managers, lots and lots of people. We just need to know that you're safe. And that pretty much summarises the house principal discussion. We realise that students might have lots of questions still. Please save them for the visit that you come on to, unless it's really urgent, in which case you can ask a question in the chat now, and we'll do our best to get back to you in the question box underneath this. Your parents can email the email address below to make sure that they have all their questions answered as well. So from the house principal's perspective, from Wimbledon House perspective, looking forward to meeting you all in July. Thank you, and you will see me shortly concluding the presentation. Okay, so that concludes the house principal briefing. And if you're in Ascot or Twickenham, then obviously you've had a different face for the last 10 to 15 minutes. So I want to talk about the final things that we need to think about. So parents, a message for you. We need the last remaining families to download the MyEd app. And you can find that on the transition page under forms to complete. And it's really important as well that if you are planning to access the school bus service, that you register for that by tomorrow. Places are filling up, and so it's very important that you have a little look at that information. The other thing as well is thank you to all parents who have expressed interest in the summer school. We've had around 110 forms completed since last Friday, so please go back onto this page, and where you see summer school registration, please can you register your child's details there. Apologies for those who on Friday, there was a technical glitch at the beginning. This has now been resolved. A message for students. So we want you to not worry about coming to EDA. We will do everything we can to support and help you when you make that transition move, as I mentioned last week. And if you don't have many friends, please be assured that we will make sure that you have people to talk to. We will try and help you pair up with someone so that, you know, if you are the only one from your school, for example, that you have a friend early on in September, and we'll be doing a lot of that information during summer school. Okay. And all of our current students are also really looking forward to meeting you as well. So when we're thinking about the dates, so the key dates are the 9th of July and the 12th of July, and the schools named on the 12th should attend on the 12th. Everyone else should attend on the 9th from 2:30 till 4, and that is a walk round. Just a reminder that you won't be able to mix with people outside of your school bubble. We then have our summer school, which is obviously happening that I've just mentioned, and you will be able to freely mix, all being well, with everyone who's going to be at the summer school. And if you know people from other schools, then you're able to mix with them once you are in your EDA bubble and you've left your primary bubble. That concludes the presentation for today, and I hope that you found it informative, a little bit more information. Over the next week, we're going to have some senior leaders going to be introducing themselves on the transition page. So please come back to this in the next week and have a little look for those introductions. And we really look forward to meeting you real soon. Thank you and goodbye.